Okay, today we are going to take a look at a mix that I have made, and the reason for this video, I want to kind of take you people a bit closer to how things are being done to achieve some kind of interesting mix, because it's not just about mixing, it's about the music. So how do we mix according to the music and according to the feel of what we are going for? Because most of the time I believe the final mix of a song is determined by the beginning of how the music is created. So uh it's the whole vibe from the beginning that determine the music, like the outcome of the mix. So most people used to say perfect mix. I believe there is nothing like perfect mix, but there is a good mix. And what is a good mix? A good mix is kind of mix that the result is enjoyable when you play it on speakers. When people listen, they enjoy the music. That's the purpose of mixing, to make sure people enjoy the music when it is being played. So how do we achieve that in detail? That's what we are going to look for. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, because we do a lot of mixing vocal tutorial, and in the most easiest way that you can be able to put into work. So let's quickly listen to a portion of this song I produced. I made the beat, I recorded the vocals, and yeah, I want to break it down.
Oh, da 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 Calm down, calm down, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah. Calm down, calm down, baby, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy. But if you want stress me, I go put you on D&D. Forget Doji. Oh yeah, make you live friendship. Cause if you want stress me, I go put you on D&D. D&D. I go put you on D&D. I go put you on D&D. Make you know they want me. This love thing no be by force. If you know do again, no, just let me know. Make you know the.
Yeah, so that's the mix. I think I might still need to do one or two, but I'm not done with the mix, but I already like the way everything is going. So now, first of all, when you are making music, you want to go with the vibe. The vibe is important. What you are creating is not just about you putting on effect and stuff for the mix. You have to know why you are putting the stuffs that you are putting. So today I want to like do more of like a little bit of detail, explanatory video and demonstration of how things are being put together in order to achieve a good mix, especially something that is interesting. So I'm beginning to bypass some of the stuff I've added on the vocal. So we are going to just listen to the vocal a little bit, the way they are being brought into the system from the microphone. So if we listen, let's just listen.
I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy you Givenchy. But if you want stress me, I go put you on D&D. Forget Doji. Oh yeah, make you live friendship. Cause if you want stress me, calm down, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah.
I don't know if you're hearing it. That's how everything is sounding, and the sound with if I have to play with the beat, it will sound like this.
I go buy Givenchy. But if you want stress me, I go put you on D&D. Forget Doji. Oh yeah, make you live friendship.
So it doesn't sound nice. It sounds not bad, but it's very very dry and boring. So the thing is, the most important thing at this beginning is to make sure your key is right. I've observed a lot of people do just throw in the key of the music anyhow without confirmation. So you must make sure you confirm the key of the song, because the key of the beat is likely the key of the song. So all your vocals will be set into the key of the beat. Very, very important. Now, if you observe E minor, I've set everything to E minor. I've put this pitch correction in all the vocal track, and I've been able to set the pitch correction on all of them. If you pay attention, yeah, I've set everything. This is waves tune real time. I don't know, most of you use the Antas auto tune. I also have that one, but most of the time I use this or some other ones because I kind of like the way some of them works. So I've set them, my return speed, everything, and I make sure the key is right. And now
Calm down, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah.
it's already sounding nice. I don't know if it might be a bit low, but if you can use headphone or good speaker, you hear it. So it's already sounding nice. Then the next thing I did, sorry, was to add a noise gate, and then the NS1 does that very well.
Drop that thing, yeah. Calm down, calm down. Baby, calm down. You better don't.
So that is what I've done across all the vocals here. After doing that, what I did was to send the vocals to group, and now let me play with the beat.
But if you want stress me, I can put you on D&D.
Now there is this plugin I like to use. Mainly, like, I use this plugin anytime I'm recording. It's like my favorite plugin. I like to use it anytime I'm recording. Now, this is where I'm talking about the vibe. This plugin can be used for different genre of music. Like, there's no genre of music that you cannot use this plugin. If it R&B, trap, hip hop, rap, anyone. But me, I have a preset I like to use, which is the classic vocal strip. This classic vocal strip is just like something that just instantly brighten up your vocal, and also comes with effects, so you can adjust the effect to your taste. I've adjusted this to my taste, add a little pitch widening, and it is doing some kind of aggressive compression here to bring the gain of the overall vocal. So this is already going in here with it.
But if you want stress me, I go put you on D&D. Forget Doji.
Now observe something, the vocal is just loud without control. So if you are using this plugin, I would advise to know how to combine it with a compressor, because if not, your vocal will be loud but not controlled, because that compressor is just like an it's just aggressive, and it is not actually uh compressing. It is like just boosting the whole volume. uh so after that, I did add an equalizer, and what I'm doing here, I'm cutting the low here, and some little boosting being done, and then around here I think I cut this frequency myself. I think it comes with the presets, add body preset, but I kind of adjust to my taste to make sure the vocal is sounding the way I like.
Even G. But if you want stress me,
So without it,
I go put you on D&D.
without them,
Forget Doji.
hear the before and after.
Oh yeah, make you live friendship.
Now, moving forward, I added a compressor. You don't really um sorry, have to, follow a particular procedure every time, but you just need to understand I combine different plugins to mix depending on what I think they are needed for. And I have default plugins that I used to work with, because you have to always master certain plugins so that if you have the power to use certain plugins to your advantage, that is when you can become professional so that you're not confused when you are working. Most of the Grammy winning engineers, I've watched them break down their mix, and what I noticed that they always use a particular plugin, particular set of plugins across all their mixes. That's why they are professional. They know those tools and they know how to use them very well, so they can never go wrong. And that is what you should master if you want to be very good at mixing. Master to use part
But if you want stress me,
sorry, master to use certain plugins very well so that you will get the very best out of those plugins. Now, I've added a compressor. What I'm doing here, I'm bringing the threshold around 16, okay, 17, 16.9. So, the ratio around 5, the attack 5, and release 100. A little bit of gain here, like 2 dB, just to kind of control the vocal.
I go put you on D and D. Forget Doji. Oh yeah, make you live friendship. Cause if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D.
So if you observe, the vocal is a bit controlled, but it's still very much crazy. So I added C6 multiband compressor. Now you have to use series of plugins to be able to make sure your vocals are smooth, depending on how good the singer is. Yeah. So if you
You
listen,
better don't dump that thing, yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy.
let me bypass this and we'll hear it again. There is a lot going on here.
But if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D.
So the eyes are very, very harsh. So I added this, and what I'm doing here, I'm compressing a lot of frequencies.
I go buy Givenchy. But if you want stress me,
It's like night and day. When I engage this C6, the vocal becomes smooth, not jumping out of tone, because there are some places that are the frequencies are jumping out. So what I've done here, uh, okay, what I've done here is control. Now I'm controlling certain frequencies that are bad on the vocal.
I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy.
This tricky area towards the 2K is very, very bad on his vocal. So I've engaged it here, and then I'm taking a lot of here. Then on the mid, I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi.
You don't want to temper with the mid that much because that's the body of the vocal. So I've put the threshold around -4. So just a little control.
That thing, yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy.
So if you observe, it's just kind of making sure those frequencies are not jumping out from where they are supposed to just keep calm. Then I did, yeah, it's also very bad. In as much as we want the vocal to be sharp, we still want to make sure it is sharp and neat. And now these frequencies are very, very harsh on the overall vocal. So I'm trying to tame them from here.
You better don't drop that thing, yeah. I know.
So overall, it makes the whole vocal sound a bit thicker, not too harsh.
I know mine to buy Fendi.
So now the vibe is already going on. The next thing I did, I added a DSR. I added a DSR.
I go buy Givenchy. But if you want stress me,
just a simple DSR on the default, I just pull it down to like 37, -37, just to make sure it tamed the S's, and then I added CLA 76.
I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy.
What the CLA 76 is doing, if I play,
calm down, baby, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy Givenchy.
the CLA is like the king of the whole mix. What the CLA is doing is that it just like gluing the whole of the vocal together without the vocal going out of space.
Baby, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah. I know mine to buy fair.
When he said I know mine, you see how the CLA jump on the vocal. Those places are very, very aggressive. So the CLA just attack them, bring them down, making sure that even as his vocal performance is being maintained, the energy is being maintained, but nothing is going out of space. So the attack around 7, the release around uh 4, yeah, 4. Yeah. I learned something about the CLA. They said the smaller you set the numbers, the slower it perform. Is it yeah, yeah, something like that. Or the higher you set the number, the slower it perform. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. The higher you set the number, the slower. So I put the attack around 7 so that it doesn't attack the vocal as fast as possible. It kind of give the vocal breathing space, and it comes in maybe whenever things are going out of control. That is what it is doing. If you check the meter,
That thing, yeah. Calm down, calm down. Baby, calm down. You better don't drop that thing, yeah. I know mine to buy fair.
so it's kind of maintain the dynamics of the vocal. That's pretty much everything. Nothing crazy. I use the default starts me up and just do that little setting. I did not touch anything, just the attack and the release that I set, and that's all. And then I added a C1. This is the side chain, I think compressor kind of stuff. So I'm compressing a frequency here on the 2K. That particular frequency is very, very chaotic. This frequency is very stubborn on his voice, so I'm taming the whole of that frequency a lot. So with
If
it,
you want stress me, I go put you on D and D. Forget Koji. Oh yeah, make you leave French.
so if you observe that C1 compressor is just giving it, you know, taming the whole of the harshness of his vocal at the 2K area. Then I added another EQ, and this EQ, what I'm doing here is just I just go around and just take off some frequencies and then use dynamic EQ to still suppress them.
But if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D. Cheap. Cause if you yeah.
So if I solo, you will hear it. These vocals are home studio recorded. We recorded just in an apartment, I think. Yeah, it's
D and D.
so these frequencies I find them kind of making a vocal to be harsh. So the main reason for all this is cleanup. If you observe all this stuff I've put here, I'm not putting them to change the way the vocals sound, but I put them to make sure the vocals sound good, the natural way it should be. Because most of the time I observe many people mix and then they take off the whole naturality of the vocal, and I think that is, well, most people like it, but I mostly like my mix or my songs to sound a little bit natural, that people can enjoy the music without being too like abstract. So that is the whole thing I did on the lead vocal, but then that is not everything. I have also set a reverb and send a reverb to that same vocal track. So this reverb SP lead vocal wide, I've set it. There are some setting I sometimes calculate, but on this mix I did not even do anything because I was kind of want to wrap up the mix fast. On the reverb, I've put the arc EQ here just to make sure the reverb is smooth without no too much of low end and highs. And I've sent it to the vocal track channel like -20 because there is already reverb coming from um the plugin I used, the Xvox Pro. Then I've set a reverb here, sorry, a delay, and I'm sending in delay here about, yeah, a ping pong delay, and I put it on mono. I'm sending this delay to the vocal channel, and it sounds this
Oh,
way.
by give and G. But if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D. Forget OG.
So what happened here, the vocal become a bit more thicker and more present. Everything sound more like in your face.
Stress me, I go put you on D and D. Forget OG. Oh yeah, make you live friendship. Cause if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D.
Alright, so at this session of the vocal, which is the chorus part, I kind of felt like there are some ambience that was needed when he was saying so I recorded another take of that part from his vocal, and then
Ah, ah, ah.
so this part is going to the lead vocal, and then I added extra effects here. I added Valhalla, throw Valhalla on it, -29, sorry, 29% mix to it, and then on the send I'm still adding more reverb, and then a lot of more delay and doubler, so it sounds like this. So with it, you might not notice it, but if you play on speaker or good headphone, you will feel there is a little bit of shadow of this thing, kind of that is sounding sweet behind the speakers from afar, and that's what it is doing. That is what it is doing. That's pretty much the whole lead vocal. Then I add these background vocals here.
This love thing no be like us.
So these ones are still like,
Do again, no. Just let me know. Make you know the complicated. I get many killing for this artist.
the background vocals are special, and I treat them special most of the time if I
This
record.
love thing no be like us.
The background vocal is similar settings, but I think just a little difference. The CLA is not there. I don't want them to be too aggressive, so the CLA is not there. But it is pretty much like the lead vocal. And then, okay, a little bit of different EQ here. I use the air EQ instead of the body. And then I think, yeah, pretty much the same. Then a lot of reverb was sent to them, and doubler. I added doubler from this, and then on the doubler, what I'm doing here, I am using doubler EQ, and yeah, this is the EQ here. Then I'm using 4 voices, so I've off the middle one, and I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, so it spread the whole of them to left, right, here, and not in the middle, and it sounds like this.
This love thing no be like us.
Okay,
Just let me know.
so yeah, that's pretty much how they come together.
Oh, they want me. This love thing no be by force. If you know, do again, no. Just let me know. Make you know they complicate things. I get many killing for these settings. They don't want to take things gently, cause I be cruising daily in my Bentley. The fast life, the fast life.
So yeah, that's the whole vocals, and then on the ends, I did something on the outro.
Pretty girl, no the dollar, no the dollar, dollar.
Yeah, this is the same effect that was going on the chorus ad libs vocal background. And what I did there, I just increased the volume. Let me zoom it. Let me zoom it closer. All right. So I just, you see, I boost their volume to be very, very a bit loud. So if you see it here, yeah, a bit loud. So the effects work differently on them than the other part where they are low. The vocal is low. So for here, I boost this part where he recorded this outro side. That's pretty much the one mix. Now you can tell that to have a good sounding record it's not really hard, but it's just about the feel. I sometimes see a lot of people talking. It is hard, it is difficult to get a good sounding vocal, good mix, and blah blah blah. Yes, it's because the approach is the problem, not the not that it's hard. If you understand the basic needs for the vocal, what the vocal needs, you won't be confused. Now, I use this plugins here to achieve this vocal, but to be honest, there are other plugins that can do the same thing, but I find these plugins to be more like I just came to master the use of these certain plugins. Although I know how to use some other plugins, but I am going for something that would make my work faster. Most of the time, you guys want to use any plugin that you come across, you need to just stop that and master certain plugins. You don't necessarily have to use all the plugins that you see people use. You have to find your own way of working. I started production in 2017, and over the years I've experimented, I've do research, done a lot of things, and then after some couple of years, I started understanding that you have to find your own way of working and not the copying of other people. And the idea of learning from people is to discover your own way of working. After you have been able to put the ideas into a box, you can be able to put them together and get your own direction on how you need to work, and then you pick most of your favorite plugins that you come across from different people, then you put those plugins into your own chain, you experiment, and then boom, you have your own workflow and your own style of vocal chains and stuff. So that's the thing I would advise. But basically this vocal chain I use it on most of my vocal, and I treat the artist's voice depend on the way the artist sound and perform, and I make sure I get rid of the problems on the vocals, and yeah, it will get to sound nice. And that's it. So if you like this video, if you enjoy this video, if you learned from this video, do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think. What are you struggling with on your vocal mixing? Maybe I can be able to look into some stuff and do some kind of videos regarding to that. So let me know what you are struggling with, what you want to learn on vocal mixing, what exactly is the complex part of vocal mixing that is difficult for you to understand. Maybe that might help me to have direction of certain videos that I might need to do. All right, so let's listen to the mix a little bit, then we'll wrap it up.
That thing, yeah. I know mine to buy Fendi. I go buy you give a G. But if you want stress me, I go put you on D and D. Forget Doji. Oh yeah, make you leave friendship. Cause if you want stress me, complicated. I get many killing for these edges. They no want to take things gently. Cause I be cruising daily